I've been waiting so long for this. Hell yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Benny. It took me so long trying to find, trying to do all the missions to get this vehicle, but I finally got it. Also, I apologize for not being able to do a guide on the missions. Um, I could still, I mean, I'm sure you can find someone else who has done like all the missions and who has a full guide. I just, unfortunately, I won't be able to replay the missions again. Just go ahead and find, the tutorial on how to do it on someone else's channel because I do not have the footage and unfortunately I'll never be able to get it. But I am going to do a review of this car and whether or not I think you should get it. Let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, it's based on the VW Beetle. And if you don't know already, there's already something similar to this car called the Injection, but it's just this dopey looking rinky dinky off-roader. And it's a car that's been in the game since day one. But for a long time, a lot of people like myself have wanted a clean version of it, and this is it. It's not the Injection Classic or anything like that. It's called the BF Weevil. It'll be available on San Andreas Super Autos. I want to say next week. I feel like it's gonna be next week. We'll have to see. And from what I've seen, it's gonna be well under $1 million, like somewhere around 600,000, with a trade price of 400,000. I could be wrong. I'll have the price posted up post editing, but that's what I know so far. Anyway, as you can see, a lot of variety and customization. I love that. I always hate it when a car has a lot of customizations but not a lot of variety. With this, you have not only options of different like race builds, you also have some off-road, like you also have some off-roader parts too, which is awesome. That way, if you did want to go the way of like an injection type build, like that 2013 vehicle, you could. Like you have complete freedom when customizing this thing. Well, you know what I mean. Like there's options. It's not just, carbon, chrome, or plastic this, or carbon, chrome, plastic that. You have variety, you have different options, and each of them is different. And as you can see, I'm able to put lights on the front. Oh my god, I love this trend that Rockstar's doing, and these lights actually work, by the way. You'll see that at the end of the video. But I'm so glad Rockstar's doing that. They're finally making it so that the lights they add to the cars work. I hope they keep that up. I hope they make that thing with all cars in this game in the future. Now, the horn on this sounds pretty faint. If you want it to be very audible, I do recommend switching to a different horn. And like I said, there are options with this car. As you can see, it is the Herbie car, so of course you're going to have a Herbie livery. I went with that because nostalgia. There's some nice race liveries, there's some good beater liveries. And there's even one of like a beaten up Herbie, like from the, I think it was the third movie, I'm not sure. You can see there, number 53, awesome. And there's just options. I love that. I love that there's options. Like, I hate it when it's just a bunch of carbon, chrome, or painted this. Like, I like having variety with customizations. So, Rockstar definitely did it good there. You can see there was the livery that came with the car, the Love livery. Change the plates, always, of course. Whenever I go with the classic cars, I tend to go with the plate 1. Usually I go with off-white, just because, like, it's a little bit darker than regular white, and for some reason, the ice white is just, it's a little too bright for my personal taste, but in this case, I wanted to make an exception, because just for the hell of it, I tried to make something that was accurate to, like, the Herbie car. There's roll cages, and each different roll cage option changes the seat. And you could go with a half cage, like here. Actually, I think it's all half cages, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't know if the roll cages actually make a difference. From what I've heard, it makes it so that when you crash, your character takes no damage, but I'm not completely 100% sure on that. Still, it's always nice to have those options. Plenty of roof options too. I didn't expect to see any roof options. You've got luggage racks. You've got some like, some racing kits with like tires, spare parts, all that stuff. And as you can see down there, there's some surfboard options. Of course, hippie car, a lot of beachgoers like to use this, and of course, you can have some beach hippies. Surfer dude. Sorry, I absolutely love this car. I am so glad Rockstar finally added an old school like VW bug. This is just one of those timeless cars. But there's just so many options. I was just trying to decide, do I even want to put a roof option on? Just like, there's so many different ones. And of course, it's mostly surfboards. I mean, like I said, beach hippies. But yeah, there's options. I'm so glad it's not just more copy pasted parts. I decided in the end to just leave the roof stock. You know me, I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to cars. Got some options for running boards. Now, I personally, whenever I have cars that have huge fenders like this, personally, I like to have running boards. It makes it feel like the car is like a flat surface underneath it, even if it doesn't. It is really just a visual choice for me. Off-road kit, I love how they just add 2 jerry cans to the side. That's funny. So, you do have a few spoilers, and I love the spoilers on this car. Again, I'm a minimalist when it comes to cars. I like just this simple spoiler look. As always, as you can see, they affect the downforce. And as I was looking through, really cool options. I see them, and then this thing. So I guess if you wanted to rice this out, you could. Really, it's just up to personal taste. Again, minimalist, but like just that option alone, like that's really cool. As you can see, lowering the suspension does camber a little bit. Now, again, if you wanted to, you could completely rice this thing out. And it's so silly, it's ridiculous, it's hilarious. I did put a tiny bit of camber on it just because I think it looks nice. But again, just having those options is always nice. I did not expect much from this car, to be completely honest. I thought it was just going to be a bunch of copy-paste carbon, chrome, secondary, primary, all that stuff. I thought it was just going to be more of that. But no, you got a bit of variety. The closest rims I could find to the stock ones are the classic rod. You can find those in both muscle and lowrider, by the way. So if you want white walls, you got that. If you want the like the printed tires, you can get those. There's plenty of options. But yeah, this is like, I was also trying to figure out, do I want custom rims? Do I not want custom rims? And I feel like this is worth mentioning too. The primary paint that you have on this car will affect the rim color. So like, yeah. Anyway, so you can also paint the interior trim. I forgot to show that in this video, but when you paint the trim, you see all those areas that were in black? That's the trim. But yeah. So this is it. That's the customization out of the way. And as for the handling, something I noticed is that it does slide a little bit, but that could also just be because of the snow. Otherwise, it handles pretty well. There's not a very noticeable amount of like understeer or oversteer. It's pretty well balanced. Easy to control. Decent speed. This thing could probably, I would dare say, we might have something that might finally keep up with the BF Club. We might have a new little competitive car. In this part, I had actually discovered that by accident. I was just like, I was toying with a handbrake. I happened to notice I could do wheelies. And, of course, little cunt wants to ruin my fun. Go passive, F off. But, yeah, this is an awesome little car. I absolutely love this thing. And admittedly, I'm partial because it's a VW Beetle. But this is an awesome car. I absolutely love this thing, and as you can see, as I said before, the lights actually work. Big just hats off to Rockstar. Finally, we're getting some vehicles where you have light options on it, like secondary lights that actually work. So that's really cool. I absolutely love this car to death. But that's it for now. Do I think this car is worth it? Absolutely. I am partial. I am just partial to VW bugs. But it's an awesome car. It handles well. It's decently fast. And again, this is the only non-muscle car I've ever driven that can do wheelies. Of all the cars I've ever driven in this game, this is the only non-muscle car I've seen that can do wheelies. But that's it for now. Leave a like if you want to support my channel, and subscribe if you want to see more regular content. That's about it for now. I'm out. I hope you enjoyed this review. Stay safe, guys.